Myles Garrett talked about how the defense played against the Ravens.
I'm sure who we can be. Just have to put it all together. Tonight it came all together with Denzel getting the pick, us stepping up and starting to stop the run more efficiently, and then JJ coming downhill, being a run stopper and pushing the ball out, and then come down to the end of the game, the D-line closes the show. I mean, it was never in doubt. The kind of fight, the kind of guys we had in this locker room. I was never worried about the kind of heart they were going to bring to that field, because I see it every single day. I know how much it means to them, and though our record's not where we want to be, we still have those guys who are going to play 100% and give everything towards a game they love.
And G. Bush, the only thing they weren't stopping the run enough. That's the only thing. And that concerns me, because you got Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara coming in Saturday. So it's not like we're getting any easier.
I see what you're saying, big fella. I see where you was trying to go with it. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just throw that on top. We're stopping the run more efficiently. So here's the thing. They got to stop on fourth down. And the fourth down, they gave it to a fullback. He got knocked sideways. I get what you were saying, but the volume and the yards was still there. They just didn't get the points on the board. But, hey, we'll take baby steps. So I'm not going to argue with you. I think one thing Myles Garrett has done is he's, a lot of people were a little upset about the whole car thing. I think he's made up for that. I think he's playing hurt. I think he's playing injured. I think he's playing less than 100%. But you look at his numbers. Myles Garrett does. I mean, he's got 13.5 sacks. All Myles Garrett does is get you about 15 to 17 sacks a year. You quietly look up. He's got 42 combos, 14 assists. He got 13.5 sacks, and this is coming off a 16-sack season. So, if he was playing this well for a team that was a contender, say he was playing on the Kansas City Chiefs, or say he was playing on a team like the Ravens or the Bengals, he'd be up for Defensive Player of the Year. But since he plays for the Browns and they're out of playoff contention, and they had more hopes and more aspirations than what they've gotten to at this point, he's just having another pedestrian Myles Garrett year. But I don't think people understand just how good he is, because they don't really understand the double teams. They don't really look at the PFF grades. And to be honest with you, you got to look at it like this. I don't know nobody in the history of the Cleveland Browns that got 13 sacks before. And this is a light year. This wasn't even a great year. This is 13.5, and he's doing pretty good, 90 on PFF. But if you look back through the time, and I'm going back all the way back, I don't know any other defensive lineman that was getting over. Cameron Wembley had 10 sacks one year. Courtney Brown had 9, and we went crazy. I just think it's just one of those things where you kind of take it for granted that he's going to have a great year.
Yeah. He's doing everything that you would expect a number one overall pick to do. He's justifying that high draft status. Every year you get that production.